First at 4, not guilty on all charges. We have the first reaction to the verdict in the controversial Kyle Rittenhouse trial. If you stopped wearing face masks, the state health department says it's time to put them back on. Who's affected, when you should wear them, and a message this afternoon from the department's director. Good afternoon, Paula.
A father weeps for what his daughter thought she had to do to win his affections.
I need these people to love me.
We'll show you the beautiful little arms that wrapped around him to comfort him when all he wanted to do was make her life better.
Cannot wait for that story. I'm meteorologist Andrew Humphrey. Beautiful blue skies ahead on your fantastic Friday, but it's chilly out there. We'll talk about how cold it gets tonight and what your weekend has in store in your full weather forecast first at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. That breaking news is the first reaction to the not guilty verdicts in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial over in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The teenager was accused of shooting 2 men to death and injuring a third during a night of protests over the police shooting of Jacob Blake. After 4 days of deliberations, the jury acquitted Rittenhouse on all 5 charges. Prosecutors claimed he went to Kenosha with an AR-15 looking for trouble. One of the key moments in the trial was the defendant's own testimony that he acted in self-defense. Today, his attorney admits they tested their case with mock juries.
We did 2 different juries, one with him testifying, one without him testifying. It was substantially better when he testified, to a marked degree, and that sealed it. But in Wisconsin, if you don't put a client on the stand, you're going to lose.
Now, we are still waiting to see if prosecutors will speak and to hear from Rittenhouse himself. We'll have an update from Kenosha tonight at 5. We also do have some breaking COVID news. 1 step forward, 1 step back for the state of Michigan. The breaking news comes from the CDC, where an advisory panel has recommended the Pfizer Moderna booster shots for everyone over 18. Meantime, state of Michigan is recommending everyone over the age of 2 should wear face masks during indoor gatherings. The state just reported nearly 18,000 new COVID cases over the past 2 days, which is a daily average of about 8,900, nearly the highest daily case total since the start of the pandemic. In the past hour, the CDC's advisors voted unanimously in support of offering boosters for everyone age 18 and up. That simplifies what has been a complicated list of who's eligible for boosters, leading many states to report confusion or issue their own booster recommendations. Advisors emphasize the importance of allowing younger adults to get a booster if they want one.
It does make sense, and it is reasonable at this time for us to facilitate an individual being able to make the decision, the choice of benefit versus risk.
The committee made another significant change in their recommendations. Those aged 50 to 64 without high risk factors were previously advised they may need a booster. Under the new recommendation, that group falls into the category they should receive a booster. The CDC director has the final say, but she's expected to give her stamp of approval quickly. All right, let's bring in Kimberly Gill. She's in the newsroom with the message from the state health department about face masks here in Michigan. And Kim, this is a step back to some precautions we've come to know very well.
Karen, good afternoon. With increases in both COVID-19 and flu cases, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services says it's time to vigorously mask up once again. There's a new public health advisory recommending everyone 2 years old and older wear face masks during indoor gatherings, and that applies to everyone regardless of vaccination status. In addition, businesses should encourage all customers and employees to wear face masks. The order went into effect immediately and will last until further notice. Health officials say we should also redouble all the mitigation efforts we've used before, like practice social distancing, wash your hands, and get tested if you may have been exposed. The director of the health department says we're at another turning point here.
We have a chance to turn the tide and these rising numbers around, and we have done it before. But whether or not we do will depend on everyone in Michigan. All of us here today, public health, healthcare, business, and faith communities, have come together to urge everyone to take these simple but important steps to help protect themselves, their friends and their families, workers, people who are not yet eligible to be vaccinated, and some of our most vulnerable individuals around us this holiday season.
Elizabeth Hertel, who you just heard from there, also urges everyone who's eligible to get vaccinated and get the boosters. She says as many as 72% of hospitalizations and 76% of deaths are among people who are not vaccinated. So, Karen, our coverage of the new recommendation continues when you join us for Local 4 News at 5. For now, though, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
2 people are facing charges in connection to the kidnapping of a Ferndale High School student. Khalil White and Jessica Quick pleaded not guilty to charges today via Zoom. Prosecutors say the couple approached a 16-year-old girl at a gas station Wednesday and forced her back into her vehicle at gunpoint. They say they took the girl to a home on Grayson Street where she was sexually assaulted. Police and the FBI worked together to rescue the teen. At 5, find out how police were able to track them down. A death investigation underway in Livingston County after a husband and wife are found dead inside a home. This happened this morning on Maple Leaf Lane in Osceola Township. State police identify the couple as 75-year-old Dale Dormanen and 79-year-old Joan Dormanen. A 22-year-old who was staying in the home was taken into custody. Well, for a brief time today, Vice President Kamala Harris became the first woman to become acting president. President Joe Biden underwent a routine colonoscopy today, and under the 25th Amendment, Harris took control during the time he was unavailable. The transfer of power lasted for less than an hour and a half, with the president resuming his powers at 11:35 a.m. The president had the checkup on the day before his 79th birthday. It is a very busy news day, but we still do need to check on our first forecast as we head into the weekend. Let's send it over to Andrew Humphrey for a sneak peek at what's in store.
Karen, so far, wonderful conditions as we go through the rest of the afternoon. We have beautiful blue skies overhead, but when you step outside, you notice how chilly it is, right? I mean, we're still just in the 30s, but brilliant sunshine in Howell with 39 degrees at this hour, while it's 42 in Mount Clemens, 42 over at Metro Airport, Monroe checking in at 42 degrees as well. Picture perfect as we look at downtown Detroit. Isn't that simply gorgeous? Go ahead, take a photo yourself. I'll wait a couple of seconds. We have temperatures right now, mostly in the low 40s. 3, 2, 1. 42 degrees over at Metro Airport. A calm wind out there, so wind chills, the same as the temperature in those places. But if the wind picks up a little bit, it will feel like it's in the 30s. Speaking of which, the actual temperature will be in the 30s later this evening. So a chilly evening is ahead, but with mostly clear skies through dinner time. We'll talk about your weekend forecast, your 7-day forecast through Thanksgiving, coming up.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Well, most people believe a child deserves to be loved and respected, but that's not always how the story plays out. Right now in Michigan, there are 11,000 children in foster care, and many will tell you a new family would be the greatest gift for the holidays. Paula Tutman shows us what it looks like when that gift is finally delivered.
The faces of the children on this adoption website are so hopeful. They want permanent homes for the holidays. But there is one precious little face that isn't here anymore. This is Zoe's favorite picture. It's when she first met her sister Lily. This is Lily's favorite picture when she first went shopping with her sister Zoe. Both pictures are now in the Romanchuk family photo book in Waterford.
This one.
And this is Zoe's life this morning.
Hi.
Being dropped off at school and hearing the words every child deserves to hear.
Love you. Have a good day.
Those simple words are not so simple to more than 11,000 children in Michigan who have uncertain futures because of their family troubles. Zoe used to be one of those children.
I think it was 6. I got taken away from my mom into a foster home, which I didn't like.
Because even at that young age, to Zoe, those words, foster home, amongst other things, felt temporary.
At the other places, I would something in my gut told me I didn't belong here. And then when I got here, that thing in my gut stopped. It's felt normal.
Her father, Rob, remembers meeting Zoe and watching her audition for the love of his family.
As much as you hate to think about it, Zoe actually was trying to impress. You could see that. I need these people to love me.
And it's those loving little arms that come out from the background to embrace Rob, to make him feel better. The Romanchuks will tell you it's not easy integrating a fully realized child into a family, but it is worth it.
We did it, and we're not special. We did some training. We did a little bit extra stuff, but anybody can do it.
Rachel Sykes is with Lutheran Adoption Service, an affiliate of the social services organization Samaritas. And while the number of children being surrendered or taken from dangerous households is actually down this year, that's not necessarily a good thing.
We know during the pandemic that children that were home and unable to attend school and unable to be in their sports programs and connected with their communities may have had abuse and neglect situations that were unseen.
There is a need for families who can transcend the thickness of blood with the power of love.
It's like the person who takes care of you and loves you like a parent, even if it's not your parent, it's like an aunt or an uncle, but like it's somebody that cares for you and loves you.
Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Thank you, Paula. Still ahead. Claims of racial discrimination lead to a $150 million lawsuit in a suburban school district. You are going to hear from a very concerned father. And so many of us are on Instagram. Many of our kids are as well. Did the social media site break the law? We're going to talk about an investigation the state of Michigan just joined. Up first, a battle of wills on Capitol Hill. Congressman Kevin McCarthy breaks a record, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi wins the vote. That story is next.